How to study the Bible for beginners. Well, there are a million ways you can do it. I wanted to give you a simple way so you can get started now. First and foremost, choose the book of the Bible that you want to start with. If you're not sure which one, then I highly recommend Romans or Ephesians or any of the Gospels. Before you start reading that book, I recommend you watch a video overview of it from the Bible Project. They do such a good job outlining the whole timeline, the characters, and kind of an overview of that book. Then that gives you an idea of what to expect, so when you start reading, you kind of already know what you're going to read. In the same line, before you start reading a chapter, I recommend you watch an overview video by the Spoken Gospel. They do a really good job as well, and theirs are more chapter by chapter. And then you should start reading it. So read it once without taking any notes, and then read it a second time, and then this time you can take notes. You can either do it on a notebook, in your Bible, or my favorite way is I created a template. So you can do it digitally. If you guys know Notion, I love Notion. It's like a way to organize your files and your projects. I created a Bible study template in Notion that makes it really easy for you to check off when you read a chapter, add all the videos that you're watching for that chapter in the same location. You can add a sermon link in there. You can take notes in there. You can add your questions so you can come back maybe a couple months later and then add the answer to the question if you figured it out. It's way easier to organize than having a million notebooks, which I'm guilty of. How about you? And then once you read it and you're familiar with it, you understand it, then I recommend you go even further and you watch some sermons on it. However, keep in mind that even good pastors make mistakes, and there's a lot of false prophets out there. So when you watch sermons by other people, I recommend you do two things. One, watch a variety of them just to kind of see what they're saying. If everybody's saying the same thing, then it's probably correct. If there's some really big discrepancies, then you're gonna wanna look into that. So the second thing I recommend is you compare everything back to the Bible. Your Bible is your solid truth. That is the sword of God. That is where you're gonna find out if it's true or not. So use your Bible as your strength. Be confident in yourself when you're reading it to use that to compare to the sermons you're listening to. And then last but not least, I like to go back and instead of having my whole Bible highlighted, because it's so easy to do, now that I understand kind of a in-depth idea of what this chapter is about, I want to go back to my Bible and just highlight my favorite parts, things that stood out to me while reading and learning about this chapter as a whole. This way of learning, really digging deep into each chapter, you're gonna remember it in the long run. Anyways, I hope that helped. Share this with other people that you think it might help for them to study the Bible. And God bless you all. Bye.